fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The air reeked of old money and older magic, the scent of decay and forgotten rituals hanging heavy over the manicured lawns of Alaric Voss's estate. His mansion loomed like a gilded cage, its stone walls bearing witness to the dark secrets and whispered scandals that had haunted the Voss family for generations. And now, his possessed son was just the latest casualty in a long line of tragedies. I stood before the mansion, my eyes fixed on the imposing structure as I steeled myself for the task ahead. As an exorcist, I had faced my fair share of demons and malevolent spirits, but there was something about this place that unsettled me. I took a deep breath, the cool evening air filling my lungs, and stepped forward. The heavy wooden door creaked as I pushed it open, the sound echoing through the stillness like a death knell. I found the man himself in the study, a room that seemed frozen in time. The walls were lined with ancient tomes, their leather-bound covers creaking with age, and the air was thick with the scent of old parchment and forgotten knowledge. Alaric Voss sat behind his desk, his sharp angles and sharper eyes a testament to the cunning and ruthlessness that had made him a powerhouse in the world of high finance. His tailored suit did nothing to hide the tension coiling beneath, a tension that seemed to vibrate through every molecule of air in the room. "You're not here for the boy, are you?" My voice cut through the silence, the words hanging in the air like a challenge. Voss turned, his smile a blade that sliced through the tension, leaving me feeling exposed and vulnerable. "Clever little exorcist," he purred, his eyes glinting with amusement. His fingers brushed a ledger, but his gaze devoured me, leaving me feeling like a specimen under a microscope. The room tightened, the air growing thick and heavy, as if the very walls were closing in on us. My holy symbols lay heavy and cold against my chest, a reminder of the power and the responsibility that I wielded. But it was what stirred lower, a heat that had nothing to do with the divine, that left me feeling unsettled. Demons I could handle, but this hunger, this was new territory. The chandelier above us trembled, casting fractured light across his cheekbones, and for a moment I felt like I was drowning in the depths of his eyes. "Tell me, Ilias," he purred, stepping closer, his voice a low, husky whisper that sent shivers down my spine. "Do you always tremble when lying?" His scent, sandalwood and sin, wrapped around me, drawing me in with its heady aroma. I reached for my silver dagger, the familiar weight of it a comfort in the face of the unknown, but his hand caught my wrist, his thumb pressing against my racing pulse. "Such honest hands," he murmured, his lips grazing my ear, sending a shiver of pleasure down my spine. "Let's see what else they can do." I felt a jolt of electricity run through me, a spark of attraction that I couldn't ignore. It was as if the very fabric of reality had shifted, leaving me feeling off balance and uncertain. I tried to pull my hand away, but he held me fast, his grip like a vice. "You're not like the others, Ilias," he whispered, his breath hot against my skin. "You have a certain spark, a spark that I would very much like to fan into a flame." I felt a surge of fear mixed with desire, a potent combination that left me feeling breathless and unsure. What was I getting myself into, and what lay in store for me in this twisted game of cat and mouse? As I stood there, frozen in uncertainty, I couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay hidden behind the mask of civility that Alaric Voss wore so well, and what would happen when the mask finally slipped, revealing the truth beneath. The silence between us grew, a living, breathing thing that pulsed with tension. I could feel the weight of his gaze upon me, a gaze that seemed to bore into my very soul. And then, without warning, he released my hand, his smile growing wider as he stepped back. "But I forget myself," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You're here to help my son, not to indulge in distractions." The word hung in the air, a challenge and a promise all at once. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I met his gaze, a spark of understanding passing between us. This was far from over. In fact, it was only just beginning. As I stood there, the shadows cast by the flickering candles seeming to grow longer and darker, I couldn't help but wonder what lay ahead. The darkness that had taken hold of Alaric Voss's son was just the tip of the iceberg, a symptom of a far greater evil that lurked in the depths. And I was about to dive headfirst into the heart of it, with no safety net to catch me if I fell. The thought sent a thrill of fear mixed with anticipation through me, a potent combination that left me feeling alive and ready for whatever lay ahead. I took a deep breath, the air filling my lungs, and steeled myself for the battle to come. The darkness was waiting, and I was ready to face it head-on. But as I turned to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was walking into a trap, one that would change me forever. The door creaked shut behind me, the sound echoing through the stillness like a death knell, and I knew that I would never be the same again.